Picture this: a world without tomato sauce, no juicy tomatoes in your salad, and no classic pizza margherita with its delicious red sauce. It seems impossible now, but not too long ago, people thought the tomato was a dangerous plant. What we now consider an essential ingredient in Italian and worldwide cooking was once known as the poison apple. Today, we'll explore how the tomato traveled from the Americas to Europe and how it was misunderstood as poisonous tomatoes. The story of the tomato begins in South America, particularly in the Andes Mountains. Wild tomatoes, small and not as juicy as today's varieties, grew naturally in the region for thousands of years. The people of ancient Mesoamerica, including the Aztecs, were among the first to cultivate tomatoes and use them in cooking. They called it tomato, a name that gave rise to the word tomato. Tomatoes were used in sauces, stews, and drinks by these early people, showing how valuable the fruit was to them even before Europeans discovered it. In the 1500s, Spanish explorers arrived in the Americas and were fascinated by the unfamiliar foods they found there, including tomatoes, corn, and chilies. They brought tomatoes back to Europe, along with other new plants, unaware that the tomato would spark both interest and fear in its new home. In Europe, the tomato didn't receive a warm welcome. Its leaves looked similar to those of nightshade plants that were known to be poisonous. Because of this resemblance, Europeans were cautious. The tomato was also acidic, and people believed that its juice could react with lead, which was common in plates and cookware, and cause illness. Some even called the tomato the poison apple, a nickname that fed superstitions. In Northern Europe, especially in places like England, people were suspicious of tomatoes and considered them unsafe to eat. But even in Southern Europe, the tomato was seen as more of a decorative plant. Its bright red color and unique look made it popular in gardens as an ornamental plant, rather than food. The real breakthrough for the tomato happened in Italy. By the 1600s, people in Naples were experimenting with tomatoes in their cooking. The sunny, warm Mediterranean climate of southern Italy was perfect for growing tomatoes, and as they became more common, Italian cooks began to appreciate their unique flavor. Some of the earliest Italian recipes using tomatoes date back to the late 1600s, when simple sauces with tomatoes, onions, and spices were first written down. As tomatoes became more accepted, they began appearing in many Italian dishes. Neapolitan street vendors, for instance, used tomatoes in flatbread dishes that eventually became known as pizza. With its affordability and bold flavor, the tomato quickly became a favorite among the working class. The tomato wasn't just accepted, it started becoming central to the Italian diet. As more people started to eat tomatoes, scientists and botanists began to study them. By the 1800s, scientists had shown that tomatoes weren't poisonous. In fact, they were very healthy. Tomatoes are rich in vitamins and antioxidants, which are great for health. This newfound knowledge helped the tomato finally break free from its bad reputation, and people across Europe began cooking with it. Even French chefs, who were often slow to accept new ingredients, started using tomatoes. Famous French chef Auguste Escoffier included tomato-based sauces in his recipes, which helped raise the tomato's status in European cooking. The tomato had gone from feared fruit to respected ingredient. As tomatoes spread across Italy, farmers began growing varieties suited to their climate and taste preferences. This led to the development of well-known types, like the San Marzano tomato from southern Italy. The San Marzano variety was especially prized for its sweet taste and low water content, making it ideal for pasta and pizza sauces. Italian immigrants took their love of tomatoes with them to America, where tomatoes quickly became a big part of Italian-American cuisine. Dishes like pizza, pasta with tomato sauce, and tomato-based soups spread throughout the United States and other parts of the world. By the 20th century, the tomato was a kitchen staple. Today, tomatoes are celebrated as a symbol of Italian cooking and culture. There are even festivals dedicated to tomatoes, like La Tomatina in Spain, where thousands of people gather each year to throw tomatoes at each other in a playful, messy celebration. In Italy, tomatoes are part of local traditions and even play a role in regional farming practices, with farmers proudly growing heirloom varieties known for their unique flavors and colors. Tomatoes are a global food phenomenon, with thousands of varieties and countless ways to prepare them. They are also a symbol of how our tastes and traditions can change over time. In modern Italy, the tomato remains a beloved core of many regional and national dishes, from pasta alla norma in Sicily to ragu alla bolognese in Emilia-Romagna. Tomatoes in Italy are cherished not only for their taste, but for their versatility and cultural symbolism. Italians pride themselves on cultivating dozens of tomato varieties, each suited to different dishes and tastes. Varieties like San Marzano, cherry tomatoes, and Roma tomatoes have distinct flavors and textures that bring out the best in various Italian dishes. The canning and preserving of tomatoes have also become integral to Italian culture. Passata, a smooth strained tomato puree, is essential in Italian cooking and is often made and preserved at home. Every summer, Italian families and communities gather to prepare tomato sauces and preserves that will be used throughout the year. This ritual keeps Italy's culinary traditions alive and passes them down from one generation to the next. The tomato's journey from the Americas to Italy and beyond is a story of transformation. What started as a feared poison apple is now one of the world's most beloved ingredients, found in homes and restaurants everywhere. Whether in pasta sauces, salads, or pizzas, the tomato adds flavor, color, and nutrition to our meals. So the next time you bite into a slice of pizza or a forkful of spaghetti, take a moment to appreciate the rich history behind that bright red sauce. It's a reminder of how the world's tastes and beliefs can change, and how even the most unlikely foods can become staples in our lives. The tomato, once feared, is now celebrated around the globe. Thanks for joining me on this tasty journey of tomato. If you want to learn more about delicious food history, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the bell for more delicious stories. See you next time.